Well, good morning, everybody. Hello. Hey, it's Becky from Power Tools with Thread. You're in our Stitchuation room. This is a Monday through Friday virtual stitching retreat where you hang out with me in here, follow me on my sewing journey, and I hope I can inspire you to put something under the needle. Hey, everybody in the chat. Howdy. Hi, Fran. Yeah. Oh, my goodness. Hey, let's see the girls, shall we? Well, Elaine, thank you for joining our membership. Thank you so much. Hi, Vicki. Who we got down here? This is Miss Dottie, and there's Miss Frito, and they want their treats. If you're brand new here, hi, welcome. Thanks for stopping by and joining us. Let's do it the right way. I have to do these little biscuits, don't I? One for you and one for you. We get two of those. There we go. Frito is a Queensland stumpy tail cattle dog, and Dottie is half healer and half corgi. You can tell by her little ears. She goes in tomorrow for a spay. So tomorrow's going to be a big day, huh? Big day. That's right. All right, we got our sticks. We have some triple wrapped rawhide. These are real rawhide. And I tell them this is how they brush their teeth. So we are going to go out of the room. I'm going to turn you. Hold on, you guys. Hold on to the side. I'm going to turn y'all so you can, I don't leave you standing here by yourself. I'll take the bucket too. All right, girls, let's go. You get your stick if we go out. Come on. Good girls. Yeah, that's Mama's good girl. Come on, Frito. What are you doing? Out you go. Come on, Frito. Good girl. Okay. They get all in the courts. So, well, Dottie does. Frito lays down and goes to sleep. So, anyway, oh my goodness. Hi, everybody. I got my pink chair, Elise, on Wayfair. No. Yes, Wayfair. I used to have a link to it down below in the description box, but the lady who does my blog, she said, you know, there's a link below to that thing because I had linked to it for y'all. I'm not affiliate at all. And somebody was making money off of that and it wasn't me. So I said, well, I'm taking that off. What does my shirt say? Rockin' in Texas. It says Santa's favorite. Isn't this cute? This is the new V-neck from Bee Inspired Tees, you guys. And last day to order to get it in time for Christmas is today. So I have a link below in the description box. You can go on down there and take a look. All of my viewers get 15% off. So that's very cool. Yeah, remember to click the thumbs up button. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, y'all, I've been talking with Sheila. She's one of us. She's a stitcher. She's the lady who runs Bee Inspired Tees. And I've been talking with her about a shirt for us that has a biblical reference. And so those of you that would enjoy something like that, that'll be on the market probably next week. So very excited, very excited. So, all righty. Well, hi, Chris from Down Under. Thanks for joining us, my friend. Okay, you guys, you know, I meant to bring in, those of you that have been with me a while, you remember my, my three-legged dog, Harley. Well, when Harley had her surgery, you know how they put the cone of shame on the dogs, right? So I made her, it was like it went around her neck, but it was a giant pillow. And it had two loops that her collar went through it. And it was a big pillow that she could even lay her head on. And it flopped when she ran and everything. But she couldn't get to her incision, you know, to mess with it or anything. So I thought I would go ahead and make one of those for Dottie today. And I wanted to show it to you guys, but I'm really embarrassed because it's in the bottom of a closet in the pantry area and it's covered in I don't know what. So I didn't want to show you what my pantry holds. So. But I think I'm going to try to make one of those today for Dottie so that she doesn't have to deal with the cone. Some dogs tolerate that better than others, but I know this dog will not. She will not tolerate that. So I'll show you that. I'll get the other one cleaned up, you know, as a prototype. I got to make it a lot smaller because Dottie is so much smaller. But anyway, quilt wench. I'm so sorry for your loss, sweetheart. Quilt Wench just lost her her fur baby dog, and my heart goes out to you, my friend. I do know how that feels many times over. So, you know, when we got Frito, and I read your chat that your husband's not ready for another dog. I can appreciate that. But when I read your chat, I remember Keith told me when we got Frito, that healer looking dog I have, not the little one, the big one. He said, "This is going to be our last dog." And I said, "Well, this might be your last dog, but it's not going to be my last dog." So now we have, oh, pool noodles work too, Deborah? Really? Oh, you can zip tie them together, huh? How would you get them? A pool noodle's a great idea. That's brilliant, Deborah. I'm glad I saw that go by in the chat. Um, so yeah, you know, when we got Dottie, he just changed because Frito's a very chill dog. And you know, I think people need dogs that are more their speed, right? So Dottie is perfect for Keith because she's got that corgi energy, and so does he, and it works out well. So yeah, I've had a dog since I've got pictures of me with a dog when I was, you know, a toddler, and I'll be dead in my chair with the dog next to me, and I just make arrangements that somebody will take the dog that's going to live longer than I do. Anyway, so yeah, oh, you guys, and I just love this community that we have here, that we can support one another in things, all things quilting or embroidery, and then life as well. So a big virtual hug to you, Quilt Wench. So I know. Well, Sherry, thank you for joining the membership. Thank you. I appreciate that. So, okay. Today I wanted to I told y'all we're going to a Christmas shindig yesterday. I told you that we're going to go Thursday evening from 6 to 9. The neighbors are having a deal, right? So I went ahead and found a little bag for the cork coasters. This is from the Scan and Cut Passport project from my girlfriend's quilt shop. So got this, and so there's 4 little Christmas coasters in there, and I'm going to give her this towel. That's enough, I know, but I had thought I wanted to make the Carol's Kitchen, like the trivet potholder looking thing. That's going to be real pretty though, because I'm using my fabric again from Corey Yoder. I love this line, and I'm trying to remember what it is. I'll have to look at it. But I made Dearly Loved and that sheep quilt out of it as well. So I'm just using it up. I love it. It's my favorite Christmas line. I'm sorry, my nose itches, y'all. They said the pollens are bad today here in South Texas. Let me get a drink. Ah, that's hot. Ooh. Okay. Now there's another thing I want to tell you guys. Amy Bradley Designs, one of my favorite applique quilt designers, has put out a new pattern, and it is called Dogs. Since we are talking about dogs, look at this. You've got 12 different little dogs on there. How cute is that? I have a link to it below in the description box with a coupon code for 10% off. So be sure to do that if you guys are interested in this. Y'all, these are just awesome. You can make one quilt of every dog, right? You got a bulldog. There he is, right? Just so cute. Oh my goodness sakes. So I don't know. I'd have to look and find one that's close to my corgi. I don't know. They're all adorable. My granddaughter would love this one. It looks like a doodle. So cute. It's Starberry. Thank you, MT Quilty. Yes, it is. That fabric line is Starberry. Thank you. Yeah. So anyway, brand new that is out, and I just wanted to show that to you guys. So, and 10% off as well. And then I wanted to thank, hold on here. I got to show this to you guys. I want to thank Tracy for her beautiful Christmas card to me. Thank you so much, my friend. Very nice. Isn't that adorable? Totally. I bet you it's totally made on the Scan and Cut, the whole 9 yards. I see that iridescent vinyl for the chords and the letters. So cute. Did I cut my hair? Allison, I got a cut a couple weeks ago and a color. So I usually do my own, but I went ahead and splurged this time. I don't know. That kind of hurt. I did that. So also yesterday, I'm so excited, you guys. I got in the fabric kit for Sweetheart Street. So we're going to start this together. Those of you that are doing it with me, I have a link to it below in the description box. And this is going to be so cute. So it is a bench pillow, and the fabric kit contains everything you need, including the back. And the back is it looks like a patchwork. It's adorable. So I ordered a fat quarter bundle of it too. I shouldn't have, but you know. Let's take a look at this. Oh my goodness, y'all, my nose. Terrible here in South Texas. The cedar, all of it. I know people who leave from December to March, and I can't say as I blame them. Okay, so in here we have, you know, of course, the regular fabrics. It looks like suede, but they're solids. There's just the stuff that you need. Okay, so you've got all these little pieces that are in there. And I love the stripe, the candy stripe. That is so cute. There's a solid white, and then your backing. So this will be a bench pillow, as I said. There's do they have a picture? They don't have a picture of it. Okay. They have a picture of it on the front of the pattern. So there is Sweetheart Street right there. And I did go ahead and get, Debbie says, hi, I'm Debbie and I have a fabric addiction. You are among friends and you know it, right? So, yeah, we have, that's what that is going to look like. And y'all look at the little precious embellishments on this. How cute is this with the little lights, the fairy lights and all that? Very, very cute. So I'm going to do a prep video this week for this thing, and then we'll start stitching on it probably next week. Maybe this week. I don't know. So I have 2 days left in this week, Wednesday and Thursday after today, because Friday I won't be here. Keith and I are, well, Shannon, congratulations on your 3-month membership for our membership on our channel. That's awesome. So where was I? Oh, we're doing the Wreaths Across America escort ride. So we're taking the motorcycle on a very cold morning up to, we're going to be at the Walmart at 3009 and 35. Those, you locals, you know where that is, right? So we're going to be up there in shirts, and then we're going to, they have the big Wreaths Across America semi with the wreaths on the side and everything. That's really nice. And we're going to do the escort ride for that to Fort Sam Houston National Cemetery. And that'll, you know, then we'll be there. We're not passing out wreaths or anything. We're just doing the escort ride. And then as soon as we're done with that, we're going to hop over. I'm going to visit, say hi to my dad. He's there. And then come on home and maybe get some breakfast or something. So that'll be nice. It'll be a nice way to spend the day. And then here is the embellishment kit for that. So I have links to all of this stuff below. Okay. So those of you that want to do it, we're going to be doing it together. Now, the Hoop Studio, this is a subscription. And it's also, KimberBell is the parent company for this thing. So it just screams KimberBell, those of you that have seen it. So, oh, Dee, we're happy to do the ride. That's the reason we got the motorcycle. We were at the, we both had motorcycles. And then 15 years ago, when my first grandson was on the way, I sold mine. I got a sense of my own mortality. So sold mine. And then Keith sold his, and then life, right? And so we were at the Veterans Day function that they had in our city park. And the American Legion Riders were there and doing their thing. And I was like, you know, we should join them. That would be good. So we haven't done that yet because we're members of the Legion. We haven't joined them yet, but we're going to. So anyway, we're just going with a bunch of friends that are doing this too. All of our old camping crew. It's gonna be a good time. Okay, so today I'm doing Hoop Studio. Again, if you're a Kimberbella, you know exactly what these instructions are like. They're the best in the industry. And I want to make this big trivet looking thing. Okay. And then they have these, I don't know. I've never been a fan of these types of pot holders, but be that as it may, I want to make this one. Now, this one has 9 pieces of applique on it. And I decided I do not want to cut all those in the hoop. So I'm going to cut them with Scan and Cut because I can. So I thought we would do that. You've done 2 of the hot pads and you love them. That's awesome. So I'm not using the fabric kit. So when you get a Hoop Studio, you get a fabric kit, all the goodies that you need. So if you're in a quilt desert and you want something new to embroider each month, these are fun. I've got a link to them below as well. So there's your little card. And this tells you your featured products that are on here. And then you'll get, this was from last August. They don't have this one anymore. They're getting ready to ship December's. So it comes with the insulation that you need inside, probably Insul Bright, right? And then all of the fabric that you would need to make that. Well, I didn't want to use this fabric, but I am going to use the batting and the Insul Bright. So, and I'll probably make more than one of these. So you have a pot holder exchange at Guild. How nice, Dave. That's a great idea. That's a great idea. All right. So I want to cut these, and I've already cut my fabrics into squares, and that's fine. So I'm going to take my project board. So I already have set up. This is the background fabric, and I do have Kimberbell's woven fusible to the back of it. Okay, so that's on there already to give it some stability. And then I'm using the red as the back, and I've already put together almost the binding. This particular design has the new thing you learn is how to put a binding on in the hoop. This will be a first for me. If we don't finish it today, we'll finish it tomorrow. And I already made my little loop. I did that little prep work, made the loop. Where do you go to update the new credit card info for the membership? Carol, that has to be done on YouTube, not me. Yeah. Hold on a second. Who's the sponsor for the Kimberbell pillow? 2 Chicks? No, my girlfriend's quilt shop. Yeah. And I have a link to that below. If you wouldn't mind using my link, I'd appreciate it. That way she can keep track. Okay. So, and I thought I would do this for the center, and then the flower looking applique with this, and these are the leaves, and they're all going to be the same color. Vicky says I have an addiction to power tools with thread. Okay, so I need to get hot fix adhesive on the back of all of my applique pieces. So why don't we do that together? I'm going to just take my whole board so I don't have to have things everywhere. And I'm going to change cameras, show you the quilt on my door. Y'all, this is old. That is an old quilt. I had that quilt hanging up behind me over in the other sewing room I had before this one. I love it. I got it at the 2 Chicks was actually, they had a booth at the San Antonio Quilt Guild quilt show many years ago. And I got all the stuff for it and made it. Love it. Okay. You can only see 3 videos. Do I know why, Christine? Well, I only promise 1 video a month. 1 a month is all I promise. If I put out more than 1, that's great. But I only promise 1 a month. But I think I have, you spy rogues so tights. Yeah. I think I have 4 or 5 of them out there. So I'm working on more, believe me. Okay, let's change cameras here. All right. So I am going to be using my Cricut press for this. This is the big one. And I really like the big one because I had already heated this up. I like the big one because with hot fix adhesive, you can't just kind of put it on there and hope it works. You really need to pay attention to the instructions. Okay. So you need to have your iron at a hot cotton setting. And I went and looked on the interwebs and I made some labels for the top of my press. It says wool 340, cotton 350. I have SF 101, 325. Okay. So I'm just going to pull this out here. I usually just tuck it, the extra in. There we go. So this is the adhesive side and this is the plastic backing. I love Hot Fix adhesive. I have a link to it below in the description box, you guys. You don't have to get this ginormous thing if you don't want to try that. But they, and I'm going to put my fabric just over the edge of the adhesive here. I have a 10% off coupon with a code. Oh, I bent that. Hold on a minute here. That's got a bent corner. That won't work. If you have a bent corner, it won't get adhesive on it. So now I get to play Tetris with these, right? We have 4 of these. Okay. And this. So there's that. I should have done this with all of these before I cut the fabric, but I was not thinking that far ahead. You know how that goes, right? Okay, so you have to do like 12 to 15 seconds on the front and 15 seconds on the back. And the reason I like the heat press, let me do this. The reason I like the heat press is because it has that timer on it. And that is so nice. I know I'm going to get it right. Okay. And I can do it all in one go. Let me get my parchment paper here. I'm going to lay this down. You don't have to get all wound up about, you know, everything being perfect when you do this. Okay, so I'm just going to, I've got it set for 14 seconds on 350. And we're just going to let it do its thing here. And then I'm going to cut it out. Okay, and then I didn't get these down here. So this is cool. These things you can actually set the temperature set and the timer set. And here's your plus or minus to go higher or lower. And then when you hit the green Cricut button, it just starts a countdown. Okay. So I know now that this is done correctly on front. There. And then I'm just going to take my scissors here. Sometimes I'll use a rotary cutter, but I'm just going to take my scissors here. And I'm going to cut right next to this fabric. Okay. And then just trim these out so I don't get any fusible on my ironing surface. If I had, well, I have another piece here. Usually I use a rotary cutter. I just try to make it easy because I'm lazy. So how do I decide I want to make these? Well, you know, it's either spend time cutting it out in the hoop, all 9 of these, or go through this rigmarole right here. And so generally, if there's only 1 or 2 pieces, I'll deal with cutting in the hoop. But with 9, I just don't want to deal with that. This is actually going to be faster, I think. Okay, and no more ruined mats because the back of this stuff is plastic. It is not. Let me have this. Got a piece of Teflon here. This is actually an iron sheet for the bottom of your iron. I'm going to put that there. And I'm just going to put this on here for another 15 seconds. If your hot fix adhesive is coming off, it's because your iron's not hot enough or you're not holding it on long enough. So that's why this Cricut press is awesome. And I love that it's so big that I can do everything at one time. I could have used that parchment paper as well. All right. So this will be good. I'm pretty sure. I can't see y'all's chat. Okay. All righty. One. There we go. All done. Turn that off. This is cool. All right. I'm all finished. Okay. All righty. Oh. Right. Princess Cindy, you're right. Yeah, if it's really fussy too and you don't want to fiddle with that, it's a lot easier to just let the scan and cut do all that work. Absolutely. That Cricut press is the big one, Elizabeth. The biggest one they make. They make 4 size Cricut presses, right? No, 3. So they have that giant one there, and then they have a smaller one, and then they have this little bitty one here. Can I tell you where you get the labels I put on my quilts? Bernadette, I get them from Dutch Label Shop. Yeah, I don't have a link to them. Yes, Debbie, that's the biggest thing. I don't have to clean the mat after hot fix. So the back of Heat and Bond Light is a paper and it will shred on your mat, right? If you do that. You know what I don't have? I put the design over here in the machine, but I don't have the design on. I didn't make the SVGs in Brilliance. I have it, but it's over on my other computer. So I don't have my stuff together today. So if I'm doing more of Sweetheart Street bundle, it says unavailable. Oh, so Sweetheart Street, she had 110 kits, and I think that was it. She may try to get more. I talked to Chris, my girlfriend's about that the other day. So let me take this design. You know what I need to do is I need to send, I don't know if I need that. I have Embrilliance open. Yeah, there it is. I'm going to, I don't know which ones are the applique position. There it is. And so it's default one blue is the applique position, right? Those are stems. Okay. So I need to tell it right click applique position and default one blue, right click applique position, and then the leaves. Nope. I got to go through here and click and find what's what. Okay. All right. Applique position on that. I'm just clicking through the design right there. Right click applique position. Okay. So I think I got them all. That one is not an applique. These are. Applique position. I'm just going to go through all the default one blues is what that what was used to make applique position. Okay. Oh, I don't care about that. All right, so I have them all. So now I'm going to click on an applique position and just left click on it. Applique, inflate. I'm going to tell it, oh, let's go 0.2 and save all. And I'm going to save them to my my downloads and just save and tell it okay and okay. And then I'm going to go here and go up to Brother Canvas. I'll do that on my computer. No, I have to send it from here. Sorry. I can't do it over there on the Mac. My bad. Once you get the hang of this, you guys, and you start clicking around, you'll find it's just so much faster. I need to click that SVG button, choose file, this one, open. Okay. There they are. That looks great. Okay. So I need to put all of the leaves. I don't know where I need to put things right now. So I'm just going to download and then download the scan and cut transfer. Okay. Sorry about that, y'all. Yeah, you came on here to watch me click around on the computer. I'm sorry. So you don't know what the 125 is? Yeah, the 125 is a DX machine. Scan and cut. It sure is. Yeah. What size hoops are required for Hoop Studio? Usually, so they give you two different ones. And this one, you can use a 6x10 or larger. So I'm making the larger one. You're making Kimberbell's Christmas tree and Santa. How fun. Refresher course and what you need to do. Yeah, like get your stuff together before you get on camera. Oh, that's not you. That's me. My bad. Okay. So I need to get this here. I'm going to turn on my scan and cut, and I'm just going to turn this camera this way. Let me move all this stuff out of the way. And I'm going to get a mat. I'm going to use the standard tack mat. I talked to Scott Mullins, who is the creator of Hot Fix Adhesive. And he said, leave it on, leave the backing on. Okay. So I'm just going to take this and put it. Let's see, that's not going to fit. I need my little scissors here. I got a piece that's going to be hanging off the mat. So I'm going to cut this one. It's easy. You don't have to cut them apart. I mean, you know, it's nice. So I'm going to put that on there, right there. Very scientific. Very scientific for sure. All right. Let me get you so you can see what I'm doing. All right, here. Can I use a silicone mat on the second piece of the fabric? I don't know what you mean by that. What heat press do I have? That is the Cricut heat press. I've had it for years. Okay, so it says to bray it down. I got this handy dandy brayer from being a member of Amy So's Scan and Cut Create box. I think I got all of the pieces identified on the design. Usually digitizers will use the same thread color for applique position. Okay, let me open this up, and I'm just going to pop this in here. And again, you know, maybe it's quicker to cut around in the hoop. Let me tell it cancel. I don't want this the previous memory, but it's not near as fun. Yeah. Why aren't you seeing Frito? They've been and gone. Okay. Real quick, you guys. I need my glasses. Okay. Hold on. All right. So I did a teeny tiny inflate on this, and I think that's okay because it's not a blanket stitch. These are heavy satin stitches. So it'll be fine if it goes over the placement line a tiny bit. That's not a big deal. All right, so let's retrieve data, and I'm getting it from the cloud. Oh, you guys can't see the screen. Let's get in here. There we go. Okay, I'm going to get it from the cloud, and it's going to pull down the last thing it sent down. There it is. And I'm going to hit the blue button here with the bar across it. That's the scan the mat button. So I'm going to tap that and start and let it pull that in. We're going to cross our fingers and hope this works, right? Do they not include SVG files on their embroidery designs? They might, but you know what? I'm of the thought you get more accuracy if you can create them yourself. So Embroidery Essentials, which is a third-party software, works with every home embroidery machine. It doesn't have to be Brother. That Embroidery Essentials will create SVG files. they've got a coupon right now for 10% off if you want to give it a try. I have a link to it below in the description box. If you'd use my link, I appreciate it. That helps me buy more fabric. Okay, so what I'm going to do here now, this is why the Scan and Cut is so much better than the Cricut. Let me get you in here real close so you can see what I'm doing. Whoa, sorry, hold on. There. And it's drifting. Okay, it's done drifting. So I'm going to take my leaves and I'm going to put it on the fabric. All 4 leaves are going to go on the fabric. I feel like I'm on the wrong background thing. Hold on a second here. Let me go to the wrench. Let me go, oh, dark background. There we go. And okay. Ah, now I can see it better. Okay, and my little, these are going to go here. So traditionally, Kimberbell SVG files have required a +2 on the Scan and Cut in size because they've been notoriously short. I don't know if they've changed that. I don't want to take that kind of chance. So I make them myself. There we go. So I can see the edges of the fabric and I can see that everything is going to fit just fine. Okay. All right. So I'm going to tell it, okay. And please select and cut. Now, I was using vinyl the other day. See, it says half cut on. I need to go in my wrench and go down a page and turn half cut off. Okay. And tell it, okay. There. Now it'll cut all the way through and start. There we go. And it says it's going to take 2 minutes. Sweet. Let's hope it works. So the first thing that it did with this DX machine, you saw it go over and it went down. It took a depth test on the mat. And then it went over and took a depth test down on a piece of fabric. So it knows how deep to do the blade. And I have 4 minutes left on this chip. And I'm going to have to go dark on this camera. And then I'll put a new chip in. Let me see. If this, how big is this? I'm getting okay. You guys, I'm going to turn this camera off. Let me put you over to the other camera so you can stare at my ironing surface for a second. And I'm going to see if I can't fix this. Okay. That's not working. Hold on a second. Okay. Okay, I got to format a memory card, you guys. It wasn't completed. Do I want to recover? Tell it okay. Oh, you guys, it's not working. Ah! Hold on a second. I have an issue here with this particular camera. Yeah, see what I got going on here? This is my world. Let me grab another chip real quick. I emptied out a whole bunch of them so that I would have, I don't know what's going on with this one. Okay. Turn that off. Let me turn this other camera around so you're not staring at my ironing station for so long. You can see me struggling over here. Great. How many are going to do Snapplique University? Right now, Debbie, I think we have 15. That's it, 15. Y'all won't believe the stuff you're going to learn in there. Oh, my word. You already know how to do Snapplique. That's not what it's for. Let's see. Oh, that's working now. No, it's not. Hold on. Okay. Has been inserted. Reinsert the memory card that you oh, it's giving me grief. I don't even know which one it was. Why does it do that to me? Okay. And tell it okay. Recovering data. All right. Technology is great when it works, y'all. Okay. So I need to turn this off. Okay. So that it's fine. It doesn't like it when you change chips midstream. It gets really upset about that. Okay. Let me see if this is going to work. Should be. Harriet talked to me the other night and she's like, oh, inconsistencies found in the image database. Okay. Let's see. I don't know if I can even use this camera anymore. We'll see. Okay. Until it figures out what it wants to do. But I have a second camera, so that's good with lots and lots of time on it. So make do, right? All right. Yeah, Snapplique University is going to happen in March in San Antonio. And that's where I've got instructors who are going to come here to San Antonio. We're going to stay in a hotel for 3 days. And we're going to learn how I teach Snapplique. But you wouldn't believe what you're going to learn. Okay, so let's take a look. This thing looks, it says it's running its deal. Let's take a look at the shapes. Well, let's see. Sometimes on these, it doesn't. Oh yeah, look at that. It's coming right off. Love it. Okay, now we're good. We got 12 hours on this. Okay, back to the other camera. There we go. Okay. No, we're not going to be stitching in that class. That's not what that's about. We're going to learn Snapplique theory, and then we're going to teach each other. So it's a train the trainer course. And then you can go out to the world and train people to do Snapplique in your area, since I can't travel everywhere. And always on the tie in and tie out, we get that one little thread, right? This is great. So I really want to leave these on the mat. I don't know if I need a new blade in there or what. So see how the backing on this one stayed? I'm just going to trim this. So every once in a while, you get that one thread. Okay. It doesn't matter. Look how it just peels right up off because it's a plastic. It is the most wonderful thing. No more ruined mats, y'all. The greatest stuff in the world. I would not steer you wrong on this. I won't ever use heat and bond again. I've got a lot of it too. I guess I can give it away. I'm going to Guild tomorrow to join. Look at this. Oh, yay! Look how nice that turned out. I love it. That's fantastic. Okay, and then the plastic. So this one came off. I'll put it up here. So look, you can just grab a piece of it and it comes up. It tore on the cut, but it'll come right up. I braided on there really good too. See that? It's great. Okay, so let's stitch, shall we? We've got time. All right. What's the price? I don't remember. It's like $6.50. Yeah, that's cheap, y'all. Shoot, it's like $400 to learn to be a Kimberbell instructor, and all you're doing is telling people what to do, step by step by step. You're not dealing with, this is what you deal with as an instructor. I don't know how to use my scan and cut. We don't do any embroidery. They know how to do their embroidery. I don't know how to use the computer. And what do you mean by right click? Okay. So that's what we have to get past as instructors. So, all right. Oh, that is a cool lanyard on my stylus, isn't it? My friend Glory up in Massachusetts made this for me. And I don't know where I think she ordered these off of Amazon. And then this is called a Snuggie. This is a stylus Snuggie. And that was made by Alice's husband his name Jim, on one of the cruises, and they gave it to me. Sew and Sail Cruise. Okay. I need a big hoop. Okay. You struggled with the binding, Bernadette. We're going to do it. Is University full? Yes, Jane, it is. Yeah, I can't do but so much. Let me make sure this hoop is going to work before I get going here. Let me pull up that design. It's in the memory. I sent it over wirelessly. Where is it? Here. Set and embroidery. Okay, let's see. That's not going to work. I got to take this out of here. It might tell me switch to a bigger hoop, and I don't want to hear that, right? The carriage will move. Okay, this will work. Good. Sweet. I love it. Oh my goodness. That's testing your hoop size. Yep, Bernadette, that's a smart thing to do rather than getting it all hooped and then you say, oh man, it doesn't fit. Let me get some cutaway so that I don't want to use tearaway on this. Let me get some cutaway here. All right. I got some Guggenheim. Just tall enough for that? Yeah. I got some Guggenheim rotary blades yesterday. They came in the mail. I'm so excited to try them out. I haven't done it yet. They just came out with those. So I can't wait to, give them a try. There were 5 blades in a box, and they had them on half price. And thank you for the person who gave me the heads up on that. So I got 5 boxes of them just in case. They're amazing. And I don't want to have to pay full price for them. Okay. And if they're not amazing, then I have 5 boxes of them to go through quickly, right? Okay. This is good. Perfect. That was easy, huh? Let me straighten this out. There we go. Nice. Just letting you guys watch me work. I need to get you guys closer so I can see what y'all are saying. You found it at Amy's Sew & Vac? Oh, 35th Avenue Sew & Vac in Chandler. Okay, good. He sells it on Amazon too. All right. I've got my stuff here. I am going to have to take the hoop out to cut all of that. We know that. I'm not going to cut that ahead of time. Okay, so I'm going to use a white thread in here. And just for these pieces until we get to the final stitches, the final decorative stitches. I'm just going to go through and do it all in white because it'll be covered. I'm not real worried about that. We don't have any blanket stitches on this. Okay. I am using a pre-wound bobbin from Dime by OESD. Okay. This is a 70 weight bobbin, 100% spun polyester. You get more thread on these than you do if you wind your own. I've never been successful I've never been successful doing my own bobbins. I don't know why. Okay, I need to read the instructions so I know what I'm doing and I don't screw it up. So, okay. I have already made the binding, as I showed you guys, and what you're supposed to do, they tell you to take the two ends of the binding. Let me put this where it's not going to fall. You're going to take the two ends of the binding. It's 34 and a half, right? You have to measure it exactly 34 and a half. It can't be any smaller or bigger. This thing is precisely set for that, and you can't stretch the binding. So you sew without twisting it. You sew your binding ends just like this, okay? So you put that 45 on there, and then when you get it, if it's right, it's not twisted at all. It either looks like a giant headband or a dinky waistband. So I'm going to just see how that goes. And then you're supposed to trim a 1/4 inch seam allowance. Do that. Oh, I'm not using my Guggenheims. I can sure tell. Okay. And then they said to press the seam allowance open. So I'm just going to finger press it. It'll be fine. Have I got the rotary blades in my Amazon shop? No. Guggenheim does not sell on Amazon. They have, to be able to sell on Amazon, it's really difficult. And y'all, they take a chunk. So, all right. So here we go. I've got that all pressed, finger pressed nice and flat. And then I'm just going to make sure that this presses together the way I want it to. Open and stay that way. I did use my crafting and quilting spray by Faultless Magic on all of these fabrics ahead of time so that I got a nice crisp edge on that. Okay. All right. So the first couple pages go through and talk to you about what the fabrics are, what you need, and as far as backing and stabilizer. And then it tells you how to create that band that I just showed you guys. Okay. Can I say which bobbins again? Yeah, Marcia, these are from Designs and Machine Embroidery, or you can go through OESD, I think. Okay. They're plastic sides. They're disposable. You're not supposed to reuse these bobbins. But I use them. I've been using them for years and years and years. Okay. It says that I need to iron fusible backing to the fabric. I've done that. Okay. And a light mesh cutaway in the hoop. And I have done that. And then load the file I have. And we're going to stitch the batting placement line. Perfect. Here we go. And then here's the batting. I'm not going to pre-cut it. I'm just going to lay it on top and then cut around the tack down. What I'm going to do. Where's my, here it is. So I have a quilter's cut and press. I love to use these for lap work when I'm doing embroidery. Just makes life a lot easier. Can you get the rotary blades in the UK? You know, Elaine, they're made in Germany. I would think so. It's not Guggenheim with an M like the museum. It ends with an N, Guggenheim. I'll show them to you. There they are, Guggenheim. Let me let it focus. Is it going to focus? I don't know if it'll focus or not. Nope, not going to focus. Yeah, a 5-pack. Cool. Okay. So I'm just going to lay this down on top of that placement line and make sure it's completely covered. I love Kimberbell batting. Nice and thin. Oh, you can also get, they have background quilting for Sweetheart Street as well. So you got 5 pairs during the sale. Yeah, they're great. I love them. I shot a commercial for them too. You're probably going to see my mug on Facebook in those ads. Took me forever to get that done. They wanted me to do a spot. What brand 100% cotton batting does everyone use for bowl cozy designs? It doesn't matter, just as long as it's 100% cotton. And if you were going to use, I would use something like, I buy mine at loftsupply.com. They're a husband and wife team out of up by Houston. And they buy from a mill in Fort Worth. So it's all made. Yeah, now if you look at the Wrap and Zap, Sophie's, that Wrap and Zap is the 100% cotton batting is all it is. It's just packaged so that you spend more for a smaller amount of it. But if you've got 100% cotton batting, I don't recommend that thin stuff. Like Juju's, hers is not cotton. Okay, hers is a poly. But you can buy it from the Warm Company. I'm not a fan of their batting for my quilts at all. I won't use it because now I'm finding like bowls in the fibers. Where are my curved scissors? And I use the stuff from Loft Supply in those. Bowl cozies. Bowl cozies are great. I got 2 of them from a viewer years ago, and we still use them constantly. We used them yesterday. I made some tortilla soup. So good. This Weta makes pretty good tortilla soup. I've lived in South Texas my whole life, y'all. I tell you what, I'd go overseas. Oh, I couldn't stand it. I couldn't get my home cooking. So I learned how to make good stuff, you know, so it tastes like San Antonio Tex-Mex. I don't care for California Mexican at all. At all. I don't like black beans. I don't want none of that in my food. We don't use corn in our food down here, you know, with the actual corn kernels. We don't do that either. You made alive. Yay. Right. Yay. What batting am I using in my quilts? In my quilts, I use the 100% cotton from loftsupply.com. That's Dave and Sherry. Uh-oh, I cut a hole in my batting. Look at that. All is not lost, you guys. I'm glad that happened so I can show you how I fix it. Okay. Let me see here. Take that, put that there. Okay, I cut a hole in my batting. See that? No big deal. Not a big deal. I have a pad. Hold on. Dime makes these great. These are flat pads. They're designed for work on the back of the hoop so that you've got some support there. How nice is that, huh? That'll fix it. Just like that. Okay. Cool. Our hour is up, y'all. This is awesome. If you want to stick around a few minutes, I'm going to start and you can see this stuff get ironed on. But if you have to go, I understand. So if you are leaving, I really appreciate you being here. Please give the video a thumbs up. Again, I will not be here on Friday, but I will be here Wednesday and Thursday. And then you can come back. We'll do giveaway on Thursday. Okay. So if you have to leave, I hope you have a great day and go sew something. So if you're going to stick around, I'm going to poke through these instructions and figure out what to do next. Okay. There we go. So tomorrow, Daddy has to take Dottie to the spay. I don't have to do that. All right. So now I need to put the right side. Oh, no. Next, shiny side of insulation. Oh, I was supposed to do that a minute ago. Oops. No big deal. All right. Oh, good. They've already got it cut. That's cool. I was supposed to cut the batting and the insulation at the same time, and I didn't. No big deal. We'll just do that now. Oh, hold on. I've got, I got a head of stitch. Hold on a second here. Cut that. I was supposed to put the batting and the insulation down at the same time. Stitch the batting placement line. Place the insulated batting shiny side up. Oh, I'm not supposed to have cotton batting in there at all. Yeah, no big deal. We're going to do the needle plus minus and go back one. Okay. Yes. How about that? Whoops. No big deal. Y'all don't get all wound up when you make mistakes in your embroidery. Just, you know, go with it. It's not that big of a deal. This does not feel like Insulbrite at all. It doesn't sound like Insulbrite either. I don't care for the sound of Insulbrite. It sounds like aluminum foil in my pot holders. See? I'll put it right here. It doesn't have that sound. Okay, then I'm supposed to trim around. Uh-oh. Trim around that silver stuff and then stitch the background placement line and then place the background fabric right side up and stitch the tack down to it. I don't need to do a placement line. They're one on top of another, so I'll just skip that. Okay. I do need to trim this though. Let's see. What are you looking for there? Oh, on my description box? Yeah. Let me turn this way. That's nice. So be more careful than I was cutting. But you see, it didn't bother it a bit to tape that stabilizer. Didn't bother it a single bit. Worked just fine. I just was talking and not paying attention. That's okay. It'll be a nice thick little trivet. But their batting is so thin that it's not that big of a deal. Okay. Perfect. And trash. And now I'm going to take my background fabric and just put it on here like this. Make sure that's on there nice. Okay. And pop it back in. Share my recipe for what? The tortilla soup? It's not a family secret. Your neighbor in Adkins. I make it all. I've made it from scratch. I actually came up with the recipe when I was doing Weight Watchers because it's a 0-point soup. So, all right, I'm going to jump ahead. Let me see. One. There's the tack. Is that right? No. Okay, go back. Here's the tack down. It's a little bit outside of the puppy stuff. The thread I'm using on this is an off-white. I forget what the name of the color is. It's an old one from when Sweet Pea used to carry thread. I love it. I love quilting with it too on the long arm. Oh, Sewing Machines Plus is getting ready to start their monthly things again. It's not like Takeover Tuesday. Well, it's like Takeover Tuesday, I think, but they're going to do it on Thursdays. Yeah, what happened? What happened? I heard that. It's right here. Something caught. Would you please just cut the freaking thread? Okay. I could hear it snagging there. And it did it every time it went around in that one spot. That's not even the side with the tape. It was weird. So let me check the bobbin and make sure all is okay here. Yes. All right. Ooh, it's getting warm in here. I'm wearing 2 shirts because it was cool in here this morning. Okay. I'm going to pull the thread through if I can. I've never had this thread break in the long arm ever. This is that Sweet Pea and Creta thread, and I really like it. I was having some serious trouble the other day. I was using I've got a black cone. You can see it back there of that's Isacord, and I was working with it. Oh, it was a mess, and I actually went and got a thread net and tried to do that, and it was giving me fits bad. Okay. Am I supposed to trim around the outside of that fabric yet? Stitch the back. Do not trim the fabric in big yellow. That's why I love Kimberberry. Well, Hoop Studio. The instructions are phenomenal. Newligan. She says I'm warm because I'm getting too skinny. I need a donut. Well, let's jump. All right, let's do some stitching here. Okay, we're going to do some background quilting on this thing. Yeah, I'm not going to get any thinner. I'm done. If I get any thinner, my wrinkles will show too bad, and I'm too vain. Do I ever use the dual purpose stylus for the projected light up buttons on your machine arm? No, I don't. That is mostly for sewing. Let's see. It's for sewing for the most part. It's not really for, let me move this camera. She's talking. Do I even have it out anymore? I don't even have it out. It's around here somewhere. No, I don't. What did I do to lose the weight? I learned it from Joy Bernhardt on her YouTube channel. It's her DESM diet, and it's don't eat so much. That's pretty much it. So I have a very high protein breakfast. I'll have an Oikos 15-gram protein yogurt with blueberries in it, and 2 eggs and maybe 2 pieces of bacon. So it's a good high. Even Joe Rogan says you need to eat like 30 to 35 grams of protein for breakfast just to start your day, right? So do that. And then I have a lunch. I don't eat any bread, but I have a pretty good lunch. And then I don't eat supper. DESM, don't eat so much. So when and that really helped me. And Tic Tacs. I buy them by the whole bag on Amazon, Tic Tacs. If I need something sweet, I just put those in. High protein's how you lost 100 pounds. There you go, Heidi. Congratulations. What an accomplishment. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that's the trick. All these years, decades, they've been telling us to eat, plants. And the food pyramid's upside down. You can't sleep at night if you're hungry. I'll have a hot tea. That helps. I'll have a hot tea if I'm hungry. That helps it to go away. Yep. It just has really helped me. I just wasn't munching. And then at night when we're watching TV, that's the worst for me. I'll have a skinny popcorn, and I use it's in the bags, right? The individual bags for your microwave. And I use my grocery store has their brand of sprays, like olive oil spray or whatever. Well, they make a coconut spray, 0 calories. And that coconut spray, I know they use coconut oil in the movie theaters. That's what gives it that great smell and taste and all that in the popcorn. So I would spray it with coconut spray, and then I had like a quarter cup of butter, if that, 3 tablespoons of butter, not a whole quarter cup, maybe like 3 tablespoons. Melt that down, and then I would spray the Skinny Pop with the coconut spray and then drizzle real butter on it, not that plastic stuff. So grazing at work. Yeah, I know. Again, Tic Tacs. They're a calorie or 2 a piece. It's perfect. This is going to turn out really pretty. That's just what y'all, I have fought the battle of the bulge my entire life. My father was heavy. My mother wasn't. She was hyperthyroid, so she ran around like a chicken, and she was skinny as a rail. But my weight, I've always fought with it. The heaviest I got was in 2021. I was about 2 1/4. Big girl, 2 1/4. So I saw a picture of myself. We had a big group photo that New Year's Eve. And the next day I went on Weight Watchers again and stuck with it that time. So, but anyway, that's how I did it. You never had to worry about your weight till you got old. I tell you, being in the Air Force was a great thing, y'all, because it made me stay within, and I stayed on my max. My 20 years, I stayed on my max. I would never get over. You lost 75 with Mounjaro? Yeah, for your diabetes. Keith went on Ozempic. He's down almost 20 pounds. He's been on Ozempic about 2 months, 3 months, 3 months now. Yeah. That is so pretty. You've lost the same 30 pounds multiple times. Don't I know it? Yeah. I'm not heavy enough for any Ozempic or anything like that. I'm not. I couldn't. My BMI is not. And what do I put in my coffee? I put in a teaspoon of Splenda and fat-free half and half. Yep. Are those bobbins 15A? Yeah, style A. Yes. Yeah. I have a link to Dime on my blog. I don't think I have one below in the description box. Now, they got 2 different kinds of bobbins, y'all. They have matte and they have poly. They're both polys. Oh, these are the black ones. I went through the other ones that are shiny. This one says spun polyester bobbin thread, continuous filament, one-time use, color white. This says pre-wound with 115 yards of 70 weight, 70D2, continuous filament polyester bobbin thread. It's really hard to tell the difference of which is which. Color black. This one, the SKU on it is 13004. I think the one that has the shiny, like these are shiny thread, and this is the matte. I threw away the tube. I think it's 13003. I think it is. It's the only way I could tell the difference according to the thing. We're going to be here a minute. This is a 10-minute stitch, y'all. Which hot fix should you purchase? Too many options. Donna, if you can get if you're doing applique like I do, the featherweight is perfect. Uh-oh. Didn't sound right. Okay. The featherweight works, but the hand of the standard weight is really, you can barely tell the difference. Let me show you what happened here. Low carb lifestyle for 5 years. We eat pretty low carb. We really do. It's not completely low carb though. Okay. So like yesterday in the tortilla soup, my grocery store, HEB, makes these wonton strips, and that's what I used instead of tortilla chips, and it works fine. Okay. I think I need to back up. Let's see. I'm going to back up like that many. No. And keep going. And keep going. No. Okay, that's where that's right before everything went south. Okay. That looks good. There. Okay. Let's see. I like sugar too. You know, Keith and I were talking about that last night. I bought some of that Whole Earth. It's a combo of monk fruit and stevia and all of that. And I thought, here's the thing. A teaspoon of sugar has 16 calories, right? If my diet depends on 16 calories, I'm in trouble. So it just dropped the quantity. I don't like monk fruit. And I don't like stevia. Yeah. I don't know. I worry about anything, but the Splenda, there's some on the internet, they're like, it's so bad for you. And I went and looked and I'm like, I don't know. You're thankful you love black coffee? Yeah, I wish I did too. I just don't care for. I'll use a Sweet and Low, half a packet of Sweet and Low in my iced tea. But I like Splenda in my coffee. You ordered the Hot Fix Permanent Bond. Is that the same? I think so. Yeah. I'm ready to do some applique. Let's see. So this thing has you doing 2 flowers first and trimming away, and 2 flowers second and trimming away. Okay. So I'm going to stitch. So here's what it's got you doing. You're going to stitch down these 2 and then tack them down. Okay. And then trim them away. And then you're going to stitch the stems. And then you're going to do the same. But this is with 2 different colors of fabric. Okay. I'm using the same color of fabric. So all of my flowers are going to be in black, and the stems to the flowers are black. So I'm going to change my thread to black now. Okay. If this turns out super pretty, I'm not giving it to my neighbor. No. I could make the one with the fabric from the kit, right? And give that to her. Yeah, Keith was saying, why don't we just use real sugar? And I thought, why don't we? Okay. So let's see what we're going to do here. I'm using a glide thread. Okay. I need to move this camera out of the way. And I need to turn on my iron. Okay, so it did the stems and the partial marking for the thing in the center. So now it's going to do the placement line for my black flowers. Let me get those off the mat. Oh, I only need 2 of them for now. Let's see how we did with the +02. How do I cook the 2 breakfast eggs? You guys ask the craziest questions. I use about a teaspoon of real butter, and I like scrambled eggs. So I'll take the 2 eggs and put them in a little, like a measuring cup. And I put in about 2 teaspoons of my fat-free half and half, a little bit of salt, a pinch of baking soda, not baking powder, baking soda, and whip them up with a fork. And then when you put them in there, they turn so fluffy. Oh, they're fabulous. I love a good buttered egg. Oh my gosh. Okay. So let's see how we did. Oh, look, it's perfect. Love it. I got a thread I need to trim here on this one. This is going to be pretty, y'all. Okay. I think going up that 0.2 was smart because it's puffy. Yep. It was 0.2. You love watching this, Vicki? Well, good. I'm glad I can entertain you, my friend. Happy to do that. It's always fun to watch something you enjoy, right? Those are pretty and they're perfect. Just that smidge of an increase on the size was what it needed. Okay. And then now it says it wants to do the tack down. There's no need because I just ironed them down. So I'll jump ahead a stitch. And now it's going to do the decorative stitch around the outsides of these. Okay. Let's hope I don't have any trouble. Yeah, that looks like that's going to work really well. Do I have an affiliate for dime bobbins? I do. All dime products. If you go to powertoolswiththread.com and then go to the tab for preferred providers. Why do I prefer this over Heat and Bond? I can put it backing side down and it doesn't stick to the mat. That is a pretty decorative stitch. That works perfect. And that +2 is hitting right in the middle of that stitch. What about poached eggs? I love poached eggs. I love all eggs. Eggs and we're friends. I did really well on low carb diets because there's lots of eggs in there. Do I use the largest monster hoop on my luminaire? Yes. This is not it. This is the 9x14. How are my chickens? Oh, Vicki, those birds. I wish we would like to get new chicks, but we can't because they're mean. One of them is a dinosaur. She's horrible. So let me go through here. I'm going to go through here. So I've got lots of plastic still stuck on here, y'all, on this mat. And it just comes up. I probably could have used a standard tack. This mat's pretty sticky. It's new. Where's my spatula? See this? You cannot do this with Heat and Bond at all. You'll be scraping your mat for days. See, it just comes up all one piece. Uh-oh. We got a thread break. Let me see here. All right, what happened? All right, and I need my little snips because there's a piece of thread. I need to go open the door and let the dogs in, y'all. Let's back this up. Out there. If you get a thread break, just back up about 30 stitches. Let me go let the dogs in. Hello, girls. Hello, girls. Oh, hi, Daddy. Hi, baby. I'm still on, so FYI. Don't come in your skivvies. Okay. All right, what do we have next? So let me clean this up. What are you guys doing? Well, hi, baby. Hello. Yes. How's my girl? How's my girl? See, she's got to get right in my feet, y'all. That's why. You call this the episode. All right, there you go. So next is the stems for the next two flowers. I'm going to trim this a little bit shorter here. What do you want, Mama? I don't have nothing for my girls. Did you want to show everybody your big new teeth? Uh-oh. Whoa. What? Oh, I broke a needle. Good night. Okay. All right. I know you heard that. You'll babysit the dogs while I finish? That's cool. Okay. So let me get this fixed. There is the tip of the needle. That's a good thing. You always want to know where that is, right? Get that out of there. Get my thread. That'll have to be. Release my tension discs. Okay. I need to open this up. Okay. I have a little container here. Somebody gave me a Christmas ornament in here, and it's on our tree right now. And it came in this. I left the note in there. She gave it to me at Mo Queens. This is from Bobby Reed. Thank you, Bobby. So perfect. Pill bottle is great for just such a disaster, right? Okay. And she's so cute. She decorated it with some little paper. How nice is that, huh? Okay, thank you so much. All right, let's get under here and find out what went wrong. I'm still attached on the bobbin on the back, right? Yeah. Okay. This is what you do when things go south. Okay, let me look at the bobbin and make sure it's okay. Well, inspect this, make sure we don't have any kind of drama. We don't. Okay. So pop this back in here. Don't know what it was with that needle. Okay. I love that feature about the Luminaire to be able to pop that plate off. That is so awesome. Okay, so I need another needle. And let's see, these are the 7511. I want to use a 9014 because I'm stitching through a layer of batting, layer of fabric, and a layer of Insul Bright or whatever that is. let's see. Do I have an open pack in here? I thought I did. I do. I buy my needles by the 100. These are from Amazon, and they are Oregon embroidery machine. So let's see. These are 14.90s. Yep. And Oregon brother and baby lock machines are timed at the factory with Oregon needles. So that can help you if you are having thread shredding issues. There's the last one in this packet. Come on out. Okay. I got this. Keith made this thing for me. It is supposed to be a needle holder. So it's a tiny little, this is on the 3D printer. Those of you that are wanting to get your family 3D printers for Christmas, Bamboo Labs. I don't have an affiliate link. It's BAMBU Labs. And you want to get the PS2 combo if you can. Okay. So now that I have that in there, I can just drop the foot. I can pop this up in there and hold it. And how nice is that? These things are awesome. Okay, and then it just slides off like that. Yay, that worked great. Yeah. Okay. So let me rethread this machine. I'm going to cut this here and pull that out. I don't know what was going on with that, but it was not happy. I mean, to the point of breaking a needle. Good night. Okay. All right. We're ready to go back at it. So let me start this again. Okay. This thing acts like it's wanting to jump. Yeah, it's going through a lot. It needs a thick needle. 7511, it wouldn't, I don't know if that last one was 7511, but it won't deal well with that. Okay. And then placement lines for the next two. Flower petals. All right, here we go. We're going around on this. Did my grandson make that needle holder? No, my husband did. He did it on the 3D printer. It's a free design that you can download. It's very cool. We don't sell them on the site because you'd pay more in shipping. I can start throwing them in the Friday giveaways. Okay. I just store it with my needles. Oh, Dottie's over there chewing on one of those bamboo bones. Those things are awesome because she is teething like nobody's business on her molars, right? She's just wanting to chew on stuff constantly. Hold that. Okay. Let me take this. The downside of Dottie teething is Frito's weight, because if Dottie gets a bone, Frito has to have a bone. And we notice Frito's starting to get a little chunky. Okay. And then the last one here. Hi, Shugs. What are you doing? What are you doing? You got your bone? Yeah, you know I'm talking about you. So she's going to take it over there and put it in Frito's face to start something. Kids. Oh my goodness. All right, and we don't need the tack down, and there's the decorative stitches. So it'll start that. This is what we do. Hang out in here with Mom. Right? Is that what we do? You're such a cutie. You're a good girl. Yes, you are. You're a sweetheart. Gotta have my dogs. All right. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Dottie will go over there and just, you know, in your face. Look what I got. But Frida would steal her stuff too. So, you know, she was getting a few more calories. Why didn't it do all the flowers at the same time? I don't know, Vicki. I don't know. Oh, because they're in the original design, they are different fabrics. Look at this. Here we go. It's getting ready to start. Well, I'm still live. Yeah, I haven't finished from when I started at 8 o'clock this morning. This is one of those marathon sessions when I want to finish what I'm doing. Well, y'all can watch the dogs or watch me, whatever you want. This is the backing for Hot Fix adhesive right here. I don't have any fingernails. That's the problem. Now, see, that just comes right up. Uh-oh, another thread break. What is going on? I don't know what's going on, and I can't see the thread. So let me put the foot down, cut it. Okay. I've looked in here and I didn't see anything. They're getting ready to start romping, y'all. And it'll get loud in here. Okay. So let's thread it. And I'm going to back up 30 stitches. Okay. She is, yeah, Frito's very gentle with Dottie. Yeah, she knows she's a baby. She's kind of a teenager now. She's, let's see, the 23rd of this month, she'll be 6 months old. All right. Okay, now Frito has the bone. Here we go. Yeah, here we go. So I'm going to let you guys go because it'll get crazy annoying in here. She just won't quit. All right. I love you guys. I'm going to finish this up and I'll show you the final design tomorrow, or maybe tomorrow we'll do the binding. Okay, we can do that because I know that's kind of that was kind of a challenge for some of you that did the hoop studio. So anyway, I will see you guys later. I'm going to go get some eggs for breakfast. Love y'all. Go sew something. Bye.